How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another Cyberpunk 2077 video. So you guys have really been liking my guides on where to find the best weapons in Cyberpunk. So for today's video, I have even more legendary and iconic weapons for you guys. And in the last video, I saw some requests for some bigger weapons like shotguns and sniper rifles and stuff. So don't worry, those of you that asked, I got you guys covered in today's video. And to start off today's list, we're starting with the biggest weapon, which is the legendary light machine gun. Now I searched over the entire map for an iconic light machine gun. I checked all over the internet. I don't think one exists. I've checked everywhere for some sort of iconic light machine gun, and I can't find anything in regards to it. So the next best thing that I was able to find is just a legendary light machine gun. So if you go to this weapon shop, which is called Gun-O-Rama up in Watson, this guy normally sells legendary light machine guns. Now for me, it was extremely expensive. I think the price goes up according to your level. For me, it was over $340,000. So it definitely took a long time for me to be able to grind and get this thing. But I went ahead and bought it anyway just to show you guys what it looks like for the video. And I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I don't really like the light machine guns. If you guys have a light machine gun build, you might like it a little bit more than me. But this is one of the only vendors I was able to see that has it. If he isn't selling the legendary version for you, then you can just walk outside of his shop, wait 24 hours, and then go back in, and it will refresh his inventory. This is the only legendary light machine gun I've been able to find, so it's definitely really rare. So the next weapon on our list, we have the Bazing Chong, I think is how you pronounce it. It's an iconic shotgun. Now if you go to this part on the map, there is a ship. You might have to progress pretty far in the story to get to this point, but if you're late game, or if you get to the point where you're close to beating the game, or you've already beaten the game, then this will definitely be available to you. But at some point you will eventually do a side quest which will take you to this boat. So I'm not sure if you guys can activate this before the side mission or not, but it's worth checking out. So to get this, you have to go to the boat, and you have to go to the backside of the boat, and you can access Atom Smasher's secret armory. So when you go in here, it looks really cool. It's got tons of different weapons and stuff. It's got his armor on display in the very middle, and then he's just got some random weapons that you can collect if you want. But if you look in the case, it comes with the legendary and iconic shotgun, the Bazing Chong. And what makes this thing so unique is that the iconic weapon description says that it fires explosive rounds and rips enemies to shreds. So a lot of the weapons in today's video are going to be blueprints for iconic weapons, which you're going to have to pump some points into crafting if you're going to want to capitalize on their legendary variations. But I highly recommend that you guys do it because the legendary versions of all the guns in this video are really, really good. And as you can tell by the gameplay, this shotgun absolutely tears up. So next up, we have the legendary Headsman shotgun. If we go to this spot on the map and you do the suspected organized crime, you'll infiltrate this facility and you end up killing one of the mechs, and the mech will drop the crafting recipe for the epic/iconic Headsman. Now it will drop at epic level, but like I said, if you have points put into crafting, once you craft the epic version, it then lets you craft the legendary version. And what makes this shotgun so special is that the iconic description says that it doubles the number of projectiles per shot and increases the chance for dismemberment or bleeding, increases the spread, reduces reload time, reduces rate of fire, and reduces the clip capacity compared to the base version of the gun. So if you fully upgrade this thing all the way up to legendary, it's an absolute beast. I don't have any points at all put into my skill tree for any shotguns, and it's still absolutely wrecking people. So if you have some points put into shotguns, I highly recommend this thing. It's a lot of fun, and it will absolutely shred through your enemies. So next up, we have the Mox Power Shotgun. So if you keep doing quests for Judy throughout the game and you eventually complete her storyline, once you complete her storyline, she will give you access to her apartment. And even though the apartments aren't really worth going to in this game because you can't really do anything in the apartments, if you go and you check out Judy's apartment after she gives you access, lying on the counter is the rare/iconic Mox Shotgun. And once you pick it up, since it's an iconic weapon, with all the iconic weapons, once you pick up the iconic weapon, it unlocks the crafting spec for it. So once you pick up this rare version, you can then craft an epic and a legendary version, and the legendary version is an absolute monster. The iconic description says that it's suited for high reflexes, low reload speed, and then it has a modded barrel which reduces the spread while aiming. So if you guys are a fan of shotguns, this is a must-have. So next up, I think might be my favorite shotgun in the entire game, and it's the Sovereign shotgun. If you go to Westbrook Rook and you do this organized crime mission, once you kill all the enemies, you'll find that the boss has the crafting spec for the Sovereign shotgun. Now what makes this shotgun so special is that it reduces the reload time and the bullet spread, and it fires 2 rounds per shot while aiming. So it's a double-barreled shotgun, and if you hip fire, you can fire 1 shot at a time, or you can just say screw it, and while you're aiming down sights, you can fire both bullets at the same time, doing even more damage. And then since it comes with 4 mod slots, you can buff this thing up even more. I put a bunch of crit and damage mods on this thing so that it does even more damage. And this shotgun absolutely bullies people, and I think it's another must-have for all shotgun users. So next up on the list, we have a sniper rifle. If you go do the organized crime towards the bottom part of Santo Domingo, you clear out the area and you kill the boss, and they will drop the crafting spec for Breakthrough. Now Breakthrough is a tech sniper rifle, and it says that it can penetrate through walls and ricochet multiple times. So with this weapon, you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. With power weapons, some of your bullets can ricochet and you can get a little bit of extra damage. Same thing with this Breakthrough sniper rifle. You can safely sit at a distance and do a lot of damage through walls and different parts of the environment. If you guys have some points put into the tech tree, highly recommend this sniper rifle. I think it's an absolute beast. And then next up on the list, we have another iconic sniper rifle for you guys. It's also in Santo Domingo. If you go over to this location on the map, there is another organized crime. And once you completely clear out the area, there is going to be a boss. Now for me, he didn't spawn on the bottom with all his buddies. He spawned up top above everyone. So I had to go over here and activate this lift so that I could double jump to get my way up to where the boss was. So I don't know if this is going to happen for everybody or not, but that's just where he was for me. And then once you take down the boss, they will drop the crafting spec for the Ashura sniper rifle. Now this unfortunately isn't an iconic sniper rifle because it doesn't have any additional perks, but it is a smart sniper rifle, which is pretty unique in its own regard. I haven't seen very many smart sniper rifles in my playthrough, and it is legendary, so it is pretty good. And if you guys are a fan of smart weapons, I think this is a must-have. It's really, really fun to use. You basically just look in their general direction, fire, and it just auto-locks. There's no scope with this weapon. You just zoom in, it locks on, you fire, and your bullets will hit your target pretty much every single time. So the next weapon on this list can be found in Pacifica. If you go down towards the bottom left part of Pacifica, there's going to be another organized crime event that you can do. And once you get here and clear out the area, when you go to the boss, he's going to drop the crafting spec for the Moron LeBay. Now what makes this power assault rifle so unique is that the iconic description says it increases rate of fire and it has a chance to dismember the target. So I really like these types of auto rifles. I really like the way that they feel. It has a skull painted on the side of it, so that's pretty unique. It has a pretty good rate of fire. The recoil is pretty manageable. And the fact that your bullets can dismember people is just an added bonus. I think this thing is awesome. I think it's one of the better auto rifles in the game. And I think this is an absolute must-have for anyone that's a fan of auto rifles. And since we're on the topic of auto rifles, I have another auto rifle for you guys. Now this one is located towards the middle of Watson. If you go to this organized crime up next to this giant skyscraper, you'll find this Maelstrom gang, and the boss actually has some mantis blades on him. Once you kill him, he will give you the rare / iconic crafting spec for the SOM 11-6. Now I actually like this assault rifle more than the previous one. This is my #1 go-to assault rifle in the game. I absolutely love this thing. Its iconic perk says Pure Hellfire. This gun deals additional thermal damage, greatly increasing the chance to apply a burn. So pretty much everything you shoot with this weapon catches on fire. It does a lot of damage. It has a pretty good rate of fire. The recoil is really manageable. It's got a pretty decent sized clip to it. And overall, this thing is just an absolute beast. This thing is really good against enemies that have a bunch of health because it catches them on fire. I absolutely adore this thing. I don't have that many points put into my auto rifle tree, and this thing absolutely tears up without any perks. So if you guys have perks put into your auto rifle tree, this thing is going to be absolutely nasty. And then the final weapon that I have for you guys today can be found towards the bottom part of Haywood. So we have yet another suspected organized crime. If you guys haven't caught on yet, all these organized crime missions actually drop some pretty good weapons. So if you go here, you're going to be fighting the Animals gang. These guys are definitely pretty beefy, and some of them have some light machine guns, so they are pretty dangerous. I don't recommend going here if you guys are a low level, but if you clear out the area and you kill the boss, they will drop the crafting spec for the legendary iconic Ying Long submachine gun.
Now this is a smart weapon, and the description says that it deals additional electric damage with a small chance to apply an EMP on impact. So if you're a fan of submachine guns and you like the idea of sending out EMPs to disable your enemies, then this weapon is for you. I don't personally like this one that much. I think some of the other weapons I covered are just a little bit better, but if you guys have a build for smart submachine guns, then this might be worth checking out. So that is going to do it for all the weapons in this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps me out. If you haven't yet, follow me on Twitch at SwanyPlaysGames Live, and be sure to join the channel's Discord. And if you haven't yet, be sure to check out my previous videos where I show off some of the other iconic weapons that are in the game. But that is going to do it for me, guys, and I will talk to you all in the next video.